It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast with Ryan enjoys wrestling and MWO, and we are giving you another special edition episode talking all things Saturday night's main event, and of course, John Cena's final match. Ryan, how excited and sad are you to talk about this? I'm assuming you had a lot of sad tissues going on at your house on Saturday. I heard you were alone. You were probably like, you probably had happy tissues before and then a whole bunch of sad tissues after. But yeah.
Yeah, I had those tissues out for Ruca and then ended up using them on John Cena. Hi-yo! But but no, it was a bittersweet Saturday night. And then I ended the night really upset and really more pissed off than anything. But we'll get into that. So I was sad, mad, angry, all at the same time.
I'm excited to hear. Hey, the good news is at least the crowd liked it, right?
Yeah,
right.
Of course. Yeah, we sent them home happy. That's all that matters, right?
Let's go. They loved it.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast, shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all Lee, the two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
Yeah, man, those videos afterwards of everyone recording on the way out and stuff. Woo! They had to like security Gunther out through the backstage too, which was wild. Like people were like it was his fault. Like they're like, Gunther, let's kill him. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was Shrek, you know what I mean? Like with the pitchforks and the poor Gunther.
Oh yeah,
just what is
yeah,
work.
the heat was unreal. So
it was.
Let's hope
we'll get into that on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Well, so far so good. But let's start it off. Saturday night's main event, as always, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not listened to us before, welcome. You're gonna love it. If you are back, welcome back, baby. We're gonna do two thumbs with attitudes. This is our review system of pay-per-view PLEs or special event matches, and we are doing either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You're going to get one or the other or both from the dudes, and it has to be an 80% or better. So you can have a good average style C+ match, but that means it's a thumbs down. So we didn't hate it. We just didn't think it was above average. Above average, we're giving the thumbs up. Let's start off with this match. We both predicted, I think, Drew interfering and coming out. We just both predicted it incorrectly because this match ended in a no contest. Ryan, thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh, you're muted. Mm-hmm. So while he's muted, we'll talk about the no contest and how. Oh, there, he's back. Now he's here.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to give this match a. I don't know what to rate this match, to be honest with you, because it started off great. Like I was like, Femi came out. He looked hot. He looked like he belonged main roster. He cut a great promo on SmackDown. He had that confidence about him. Cody Rhodes came out. He looked great. I mean, the match started off great, and then right as it was starting to get good, Drew McIntyre came out and interfered, and so I'm going to go thumbs up, but very, very fringe, just because everything about it was great up until McIntyre interfered. And then I didn't really like that McIntyre interfered. And the match ended on a DQ and all that. It was just, to me, that kind of took me out of the match a little bit. But it was the right decision. It was the right way to protect Oba and protect Cody, make them both look strong. And they both look fantastic. Oba Femi is him. Oba Femi looks like he belongs. And but I was concerned about, really not weirded out, but surprised, I guess is the word I'm looking for, but by his presentation, because he's been on NXT appearing as a heel, but in this match he's like a baby face. He's shaking hands with Cody Rhodes after the match. He shoves Drew McIntyre to the ground and made Drew look like an absolute chump. But I guess NXT is just its own universe, but I'm going to go thumbs up. I thought the match was good up until the interference. And then it was just kind of meh from there. So very fringe thumbs up.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up as well. I know a no contest is rough, but like you said, once the match happened, I thought, okay, that makes more sense than Drew helping Cody take an L. Although, why not give Oba the win? But it was like you said in the predictions, because there was a win right after this. So why would you want back-to-back NXT wins? Also, by the way, if you guys don't know, Ryan went 4 for 4 on the predictions
I got
of the
the
match card. So
order.
congratulations. You're second, 100%. And 75 tries. Congratulations. That's good. That's good. And you already had one given to you, but you still did well. I thought maybe the men's would go, and we'll talk about that. But nonetheless, Oba definitely belongs. He looked like he belonged. He dominated Cody. Cody sold to him so well. The crowd ate him up. But yeah, Drew coming out and then getting beat up by both of them was kind of a whatever. But once again, we're getting Drew and Cody. Drew's got to win. I'm sorry. We're pushing this too close to WrestleMania season also, because Cody's going to be the champ at WrestleMania. I don't know what we're doing there, but Drew, you can't have Drew lose again, right? I mean, you can't. I don't care if someone interferes. I don't care if somebody does. You can't have Drew lose again. It just is literally pointless to have him in the match at all. If you're going to have him lose, don't even do it. So
yeah, I mean, I could see them maybe doing a triple threat with Oba Femi involved.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Okay,
but then again, I don't know. Going to NXT, Oba Femi looks like he's going to be busy. So, not coming to the main roster anytime soon. So who knows? Who knows what they're doing? But they can't have Drew lose. That's for sure.
No, not at all. All right, next up, we have the sexiest woman alive and my future wife, Soul Ruca, defeating one Bayley in a match. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm going to go thumbs way up. I really enjoyed this match. I thought both women looked very, very good, both in the ring and, out of the ring, of course.
Yes.
I thought, Soul Ruca, the Soul Snatcher, that finisher looked incredible. Bayley sold it very, very well. Bayley is a champ. Like, she is the queen of putting people over and making them look great. I didn't really understand why this match was happening at Saturday night's main event. Because there really was no rhyme or reason to it. There was no story. There was no build for it. But I get why they chose Bayley to be Soul Ruca's dance partner on the main roster and in this type of match, because Bayley can wrestle a mop and make it look great. And I think she did a great job making Soul Ruca look good. And I know I mean that more of a compliment towards Bayley and not as a slight on Soul Ruca, because she's fantastic in the ring herself. But, she's the newbie. She's the NXT developmental person. And so it's Bayley's job to kind of help carry her and guide her. And I think she did. I think they both complemented each other well. And I really enjoyed this match from start to finish. I thought it was great. Soul looked fantastic. And it was a great way. And the crowd was into them both as well.
Dude, this crowd loved the NXTers. And usually NXTers, when they come out, they don't really get a lot of love because WWE fans don't all watch NXT, right? They really don't. And NXT is usually kind of lost. They loved Oba. They loved themselves some Soul Ruca and Javon and Leon Slater in the match after this. But Soul Ruca is a star. I thought this was not only thumbs up, this was the match of the night. I didn't think it would be. And if you take away from, obviously, Gunther and John's a match, you know what I mean? Because it has to be. But Soul and Bayley did steal the show. And that, I know it was like so set up, but that cartwheel into like DDT that she did on Bayley was just mind-boggling. The fact that she cartwheeled on the top rope. I mean, this girl is like doing things that no pro man or female have ever done, ever. Her soul, everything she does is like no one else can do that. That literally in the history of wrestling, not Logan Paul, not like literally just her. She just is. She's. Man, I got laughed at like a year and a half ago, Ryan. You know it. I was posting TikToks and saying she was it, and people were like, "You're a moron. Everyone's better than her. How can you think she's better than Roxanne Perez?" I'm like, this girl is it. Now everybody is on board, and now finally the WWE is on board. Her beating Bayley, what's going on with her on the other? I mean, she's she might skip over the women's title and just go straight to Raw or SmackDown. I mean, she's ready. She's it, and she could be a champion there easily. If Stephanie Vaquer can. I don't see her being under Stephanie Vaquer either. So I'm just saying she's it. So thumbs up. Great match.
Yeah, this was fun, start to finish. And I think people are starting to come around on old Soul Ruca. I think, and it's good to see. And you're right. And for a while, the WWE was making you look wrong because, she should have been the first women's North American champion, and she wasn't. Then she should have been, the next opponent up in the women's like battle royal they had for the women's championship, and she wasn't. Like she kept getting passed over and passed over and passed over. Now she's getting the respect that she rightfully deserves. And this match just solidified her as a future star for sure.
All right. The defending champions, not defending their titles, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, defeated one Javon Evans and Leon Slater in a 5-minute match. The match that I thought would be the match of the night turned out to be the botch of the night. Thumbs up or thumbs down in this 5-minute match? What do you think? Did it end early for a reason?
I thought it would have. But I'm going to go thumbs down, man. I didn't. I had high hopes for this match. I thought this match was going to be the match of the night minus the main event. I thought this was going to be the one that stole the show that everyone was going to be talking about afterwards. I don't know if AJ Styles and Dragon Lee just didn't have the chemistry with Javon and Leon Slater. I know AJ and Leon wrestled in TNA most recently at Bound for Glory, I think it was, but or they're going to wrestle or something. But here he put Leon Slater over. So I can't remember what they did, but either way, I don't know if they just didn't have the chemistry or if Cody and Oba ran over his time or Soul and Bayley ran over their time, because the match just felt like it ended abruptly. I don't know. It just didn't land for me. I was really thinking this match was going to be like the AEW style flippity doodahs. Let's get the casual crowd who came here to check out John Cena's last match. Maybe they haven't watched wrestling in a long time. Let's get them to tune in to us, and let's get them to pay attention to who we are. And I feel like they didn't really deliver on that. I just, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
Yeah, this is for sure a thumbs down. And that botch, which I hate saying the word botch, but that slip by AJ Styles looked brutal.
Yeah.
And it was wild, but it ended right after that. So maybe this match went 5 minutes and no one's talking about it because everyone's talking about the other botch heard around the world, which we'll get into on our next episode of WWE Edition. But it was just kind of weird timing. It was like eerie because John Cena had just been naming off all his last opponents. And when they asked him AJ Styles, he said the GOAT. Basically saying AJ Styles is the greatest of all time. AJ Styles got that hyped win with him, one of the best matches Cena had at his end run. And then AJ slips and falls directly on his neck trying to do a move he does it was like weird irony. I didn't like it much, but it felt like maybe they got nervous and then just went straight to the finish because then he like rolled him up right after that or did something really quickly. But nonetheless, it sucks. I mean, I don't like saying botch because this is all live. I mean, mistakes are going to happen. They're freaking moving how fast, but nonetheless, it just wasn't good. Yeah. Didn't work for me, brother.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it makes me wonder too, if they had if that was like the Madden curse that John Cena put on AJ Styles and he's like, oh, you're the GOAT. And now he can't deliver as the GOAT, but mistakes happen. We know accidents happen. Luckily it looks like everybody's okay.
He was on Raw.
Yeah. So nobody's seriously hurt. So that's good. You'd hate to see that happen.
Man, he fell fast on his head. It was like,
it was scary.
It was pretty brutal. All right, let's get into it. The match everybody wanted, the match people didn't want to see because they don't want to say goodbye to John, the match that people have been throwing up about, angry about, telling you to STFU about. People are just so furious about this match. What say you, Ryan? Give the thumbs up or thumbs down, and then you can give your entire breakdown. But thumbs up, thumbs down. Gunther making John Cena say, I quit. He died with a smile. I just woke up from a dream.
All right, I'm going to give this match 2 very, very solid thumbs up. I thought this match was good.
Man.
I enjoyed it. I thought this was... they put over Gunther in a really big way. John Cena made him look strong. John Cena, everything about it was good. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. And yeah, I thought the match, it was good. It was a great match. Was it on the level of AJ Styles from earlier this year? No, but that's not Gunther's style. Gunther is a hard hitter. Those slaps look like they hurt. John Cena, right before he tapped out, his face was like, he was almost turning blue. So everything, like they did this match just right. The entrance with John Cena grabbing the camera was stew. I mean, it was must see TV. Everything about it was really, really good. Now, I'll even say that I understand the tap out. I understand like the how it was poetic and how it was beautiful and I get that. So I'm happy about that. I get why he lost. I just don't think he should have tapped out. That's just my two. Like I get that he lost. I wish that not everything needs to be broken in wrestling. I think like I don't think I'm of the mindset that the Undertaker streak never should have ended, even if he did retire after WrestleMania. Like I don't think
not even to Roman, not even to anybody. Not Punk,
no. I mean, there's like, I mean, if it was gonna end to anybody, it should have been to Punk or Roman. Yes, I'll give you that. But I don't think it should have ended. And I think, and then the fact that it did, and then he lost another one, I was like, oh, okay, well, man, that's kind of whack. And then, John Cena being the guy that never gives up, never taps out, never quits. Just for him to quit. And again, I get the poet, like I get that he's tapping out on wrestling. He's given it all his over 25 years of his career to the WWE. He's tapping out with a smile on his face. He understands that he can't give anymore. And he kind of did the Obi-Wan Kenobi where he smiled right before accepting his fate and he taps out. It was beautiful. I get it. I just wish that he would have passed out instead of tapping out. And I think you could have accomplished the same thing. You could have, you could have had Gunther still be a made man come Monday Night Raw. He could have gotten the same amount of heat that he got. But I don't know. There's something to be said about the guy never tapping out. And I just wish that he didn't tap out.
So I got a lot of shit, and I love eating shoes when I need to eat a shoe, right? And I got to eat a shoe. I thought there was a 0% chance. And everyone said there was a 0% chance Cena was going to win. I thought there was a 0% chance Cena was going to lose, especially after Dom, because I was saying, other than Triple H, which we'll talk about in a few, the biggest loser out of all this was Dominic Mysterio, because now he can't even bring it up anymore. What the hell is he going to say? I was the last guy to beat Cena at a pay-per-view. I guess.
That's why I don't think he should have won the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, like, well, yeah, but that was kind of like a sorry for the heel turn and the, now you're a Grand Slam champion, and he did get to. I mean, Dom's still got a rub wrestling him 3 out of his last 4 matches, but nonetheless, I think it does take away from Dom, which sucks. It helps Gunther, it takes away from Dom. That's the reasons why. Then I saw the match, then I rewound, and then I watched it again, and then I rewound the ending and watched it again, and I was like, respect, because even though it was the obvious choice that Gunther was going to win, and I'm so sick of Triple H either going super duper shocking or like what everyone thinks. Like there's no like creative mind in his bone in his body right now. But I loved the fact it was like a back and forth. And then he was pounding on him and hitting him. And then he was like choking him. And then he got out of it. He was pounding on him and do it. And then he just did it so many times that John was just like, I can't take anymore. You know what I mean? I am's what I am's like Popeye, but I can't take it anymore. And he just smiled because he was accepting the fact that this was it. He was passing the torch. He couldn't get out of it, but he knows that he had a phenomenal run. And he smiled and tapped out as dumb as you could possibly tap out. He couldn't even tap out right. And not only can he not be a heel, he also can't tap out right. He could have smiled and then went like, tapped out. But it was kind of like, you got me. But the aftermath is the problem. And I think that's what you probably want to get into now, because that is what I said before. Did I not say that? When everybody was hitting me up in the comments, if you read my TikToks or my Instagram, wherever you follow me at, and when I post my videos, my main thing was there's no way the WWE and Triple H would do this to the fans. This was very borderline Rob Van Dam, John Cena. Like if Cena would have beat Rob Van Dam, like that place. Now it's not as bad because ECW would have rioted. We're in a different time and age, and these white dudes out, these Cena fans ain't gonna do that. You didn't see Santi muscling up. He ain't gonna do shit. But like, it's just like you knew this reaction was gonna happen, and did you want this reaction saying goodbye to this man? Now I'll let you start off and I'll back it up. But that's how was the reaction? So Gunther just walks out, whatever.
Yeah.
It's done.
The reaction was justified, I think, because again, you want to send the crowd home happy. What's everybody always says with like Jey Uso and running it back. Right. Everybody in the audience is yeeting, even though the viewing audience at home is like, God, do we have to watch this again? Everyone in the arena is loving it. So you're doing it for those people there. I feel like they had to embrace that they were going to get massive amounts of shit by having John Cena lose his last match the way that he did. And I think that's really what it was. It was like the kind of a weak tap. He didn't even like tap out correctly, like you were saying. The match was kind of like you blink and you miss it and it's over. And yeah, I think they had to embrace for the aftermath. And I think the crowd's reaction was justified. I think they were originally shocked, and then they were chanting bullshit and everything, like right as they're announcing that Gunther wins. Gunther leaves, and then Triple H again having to be the constant center of attention comes out, and he gets showered with booze, and not the kind that you drink, but the kind that the crowd was yelling. I mean, they were shouting. Yeah, they were shouting "F you." They were shouting. They were chanting AEW at one point to him at the post show. I mean, that crowd was angry, and I think some of it was, they didn't like the outcome of this match, but I think a lot of it was the culmination of the retirement tour as a whole. And I think it was just expressing their frustrations. And then to me, what made it worse was John Cena didn't get a farewell speech. One of the greatest talkers in the history of the WWE, whether we liked him on the mic or not, because I didn't really like him ripping everybody down and tearing them down, as part of his little rituals that he would always do to, build somebody back up, like Roman Reigns and Austin Theory and Solo Sikoa. He was one of the best talkers of all time. He was fantastic on the microphone. And you don't give him an opportunity to say goodbye to the crowd. You want the heat to die down? Let John Cena do his magic and give a speech and say, like, hey guys, like, look, I understand you're upset, but I just want you to know I gave it all. I gave it my all. I did everything I could. I did it all for you. Something to get them to go, you know what? Okay, respect. If anyone can do it and turn that crowd around, it would have been John Cena. But instead, they just had him walk out. They had him hug Triple H in the middle of the ring. Triple H points to the ceiling like, oh, are we going to wrestle? I thought, oh, we're going to have a WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania. And
it's Sting.
Yeah. And then it's a freaking video a video. And then the show ends. And it was just like, okay. Like, I mean, it was a great farewell, I guess. I mean, he got to see him leave all of his stuff in the ring. He walked through the crowd. He saluted the crowd one more time, and then he left. But no speech, none of that. I don't know. It just, I feel like that could have changed the crowd's reaction, letting him speak. Or here's an idea: I also think if Triple H didn't come out, bring everybody else out, bring the main roster out, bring Punk out, bring Cody out, bring Bayley and all the Charlotte Flair, everybody that's there, bring them all out and let them celebrate John Cena. Leave Triple H in the back. Guarantee you people would have been fine. But because once they saw Triple H, they had to let him have it. And to me, we all talk about how the ending was poetic. What's poetic to me is watching WWE Unreal, and one of the first scenes is Triple H saying to John Cena, "We'd have to be a real idiot to mess this up, huh?" And then they go and proceed to mess it up from beginning to end. It's ironic and very poetic for it to end that way. But I thought the crowd was justified. And, whether it was John Cena's decision or Triple H's decision, you should have let John Cena give a speech. That's just how I feel.
I mean, there was only 2 good months of the 12-month run of John Cena's final. I mean, here's the thing, right? You said a lot of it nailed on the coffin. Number one, the other reason why I said they should do it too is that you can't build up a final match to have them lose. People are like, well, everybody else, all the greats. Okay, well, not all the greats have lost their last match. But if you want to break down a few that wrestled after, but this was supposed to be their last matches, a retirement match is booked a month or two beforehand. Whenever the build up to that match was. HBK, Ric Flair, both Manias, built up a month or two beforehand. It wasn't a year-long thing. Also, we all knew those guys were going to lose. They were in matches that we knew Ric Flair wasn't going to beat Shawn Michaels. No one thought Shawn Michaels was going to beat The Undertaker and not retire. He was ready to go. He was old. It was time. He didn't want to do it anymore. Like, John Cena had a whole year-long build-up. Like, Sting won his last match. I don't hear anybody talking about that. Sting had a year-long build-up and longer, right? And won his won his tag team, won the tag team championship with Darby. That's nobody was like, oh, Sting, it doesn't put people. John put over Dominic. He didn't need to lose to Gunther. Now, that is why people are fierce. Why else? Because people are getting sick of Triple H's booking as of late. It's been boring. It's been shock valued. Now it's rubbing off on Shawn Michaels. It's just tired shit. It's wild to think when Triple H took over how amazing the booking was. Or maybe it really wasn't. Maybe it was just because it was a little bit different. And so we thought, hey, it ain't Vince. And now we're realizing that it really is Vince, right? It's just because we've already kind of seen this person booking for the last 2 years now. We get it, right? It's no longer the new shiny toy. Also, Triple H coming out. Why does he have to be him? Why would you walk out first? Why would you stand up on the apron and give him a hug? Why would you point at a sign to show the TV? You know how many John Cena videos we saw leading up to this? Yeah. A kabillion. You know what we didn't want another one of? A John Cena.
Yeah.
What you do to shut this up is Triple H stays back, but he can't help himself because he books WWE as if he's still a member of D-Generation X. And that's the problem. Shock value and getting people pissed off was cool in DX because you were a faction in an organization. You were running an organization. Sooner or later, people will get fed up. And when they get fed up, you know what they do? They turn the channel. If you don't believe me, check out WCW and then check out WCW again when they got fed up with Eric Bischoff and ruining shows and telling us what was going to happen. They went back to WWE. We get sick of shit. You cannot treat the audience like we're stupid, right? Because we will turn on you. And with that said, Triple H stays in the back. You have John talk. You have him maybe even be sympathetic to Gunther, which would probably piss people off even more. And you say, you know what, he made me tap out. Don't boo this man. And have them boo even more. And then you could be like, all right, you could boo him. You know, have him say, these are the thank yous. They did it right with him going down little memory row, hugging some celebrities like Kevin Owens and such.
Elias was there.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens was next to Elias, which was even more bizarre if we're talking about storylines. But have him give a speech, and then he goes back, puts his stuff down, goes in, does his salute, and as soon as he hits the back, guess what pops up? The damn video. And then you show the video. And then the crowd would have went home so happy. John Cena told us it's okay. John said he loves us. I don't know. I think there's a 0% chance John Cena said, I don't want to talk at the end. There's no way. The dude loves to talk. That was a Triple H poor booking decision. And this is why I think where people like Wheezy got on the air and said people need to shut the F up and go suck an egg and you're an idiot because I'm hoping to get a job through them because all I do is nails, that you think that like, you know what I mean? Because I don't make money in Detroit, son. I have to start working 8 Mile and go battle rap at concerts. That you think you have a right to tell people they can't hate on Triple H. Like you can hate on Triple H. It was a bad booking decision. Was the ending bad? Sure, if you thought so. I didn't think so. But everything afterwards was a total disaster.
And again, let John speak. You know, and I saw this talk. I saw this post all throughout social media. He was talked out. He told us he talked on Chris Van Fleet. He was on Pat McAfee. He was on Jimmy Fallon. He was everywhere. He didn't want to talk anymore. What did you want him to say? But here's the thing, right? Like people tuned in to watch John Cena who hadn't been watching wrestling, the casual
paid
fans.
Money.
Yeah, they paid money to watch John Cena. Like, but even then, like think of the people that do watch Jimmy Fallon. Oh shit, John Cena's retiring. I remember watching John Cena when I was, 6 years old, and now he's retiring. I'm 25 now. Maybe he's retiring tomorrow. Let me tune in to Saturday night's main event and watch his last match. And then you don't have him talk. You don't have him give a speech to introduce those casuals. Like, you could have done something to get us to tune in to Monday Night Raw, to get those casuals to come back for Raw on Netflix or SmackDown, build somebody. You could have, I don't know. It was just very, very bizarre. I didn't like the fact that he didn't give a speech. That should have been like the first thing that he did. And you want to ease the heat, you want to ease the booze, you want to make the crowd feel happy. Let him talk, because he could have turned that whole mood around. But yeah, that was a really poor decision by whoever made that decision.
I agree. But with that said, we both gave the match a thumbs up. It was just the after of the match, which was sad. And a sad way to see John Cena go, because another reason why I didn't want him to lose that way, and if you're going to have him lose, you got to be prepared. I hate gossip and the rumors and Fightful Select because they're the dumbest idiots ever, or whatever they're called. But they're coming out saying, like, oh, the WWE brass was shocked by the reaction. Like, what the? No, Triple H walked out smiling. He even 100% knew what he was egging it on. Yeah, they thought it was a hoot. They hate us.
In the post show, he even said, he was like, "Oh, I'm really disappointed. I thought they'd be booing louder." He was encouraging it. So, and then one time, at one point, people were flipping him off, and he was like, "Oh, a bunch of Bloodline fans are here tonight. Look, they're all throwing up the ones." And Big E was like, "Those are middle fingers, dude." And he was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." But like, it was just
Big E.
It was so But yeah, they weren't blindsided. Like, they knew this was going to happen.
Yes, that's why they had the smile. That's why they had the baby. They did it all on purpose. And we're going to talk about that in our next episode, our WWE Weekly Review, too, about things that we think are done on purpose where people think it's not. But yeah, man. Long story short, though, I was never the biggest John Cena fan. I actually always thought he was the most overrated wrestler ever, only because I think for how highly praised he is, he wasn't as great as people make him out to be. But nonetheless, he is a top 5 icon of all. When you go around and ask people to name 5 wrestlers, John Cena 9 out of 10 times is going to be named out of the 5 wrestlers that any random person would know. He did so much for the sport. And not only that, but so much as a human with his Make-A-Wishes. Oh, yeah. Not only that, but how good he is in shows and movies. If you've not seen Peacemaker, go watch it. He even made Suicide Squad, the second one, entertaining. He's so funny in that old movie with Amy Schumer. He just makes good stuff. He's great on SNL. And he just seems like a genuinely good dude. So, I mean, props to John Cena. We're going to miss him for sure. It's a sad day for pro wrestling fans.
Yeah. It was, I was a little bummed out on Sunday, and then Monday came around and I was a little bummed out about that too. And, I kept thinking maybe they didn't give him a speech, or they didn't let him do a speech so they could maybe he would be on Monday Night Raw and he would give his speech then. He would open the show with a promo or something and we get one more chance. But he said he was done, and when he's done, he's done. Like, he ain't coming back. Which, that's the thing that's like we're not going to see him ever again. Like, literally, like, you can't see me. No, I mean, for the foreseeable future.
He's an ambassador, unless he quits like Mick Foley. So
yeah, but I mean, like, we're not gonna. It's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same.
I agree. I agree. All right. Well, there it is. That's our Saturday night's main event and John Cena's final match review. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you agree. Or if you disagree and you just love Wheezy, hit us up in the comments and let me know how much you love that girl, even though she hates you. And on top of that, if you just want to listen to me rant, and I'm going to talk more about that on a post tomorrow because I already have it ready. You can check me out at my_wrestling_opinion, where if there's one thing I do other than be damn good looking, it is keep it real. And with me, as always, it's the best producer in the business, my main man, Mr.
Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. So go follow me on all the social media platforms. I posted today on the TikTok, so I'm back. Which I thought a really funny video of John Cena becoming motivational speaker, and it's Jack Black from School of Rock telling everyone to give up because he tapped out. Only didn't get any views, but hey, I'm back. So go follow me there on all the social media platforms. Then go follow us on TikTok at 2 Dudes with Attitudes. We're on X at 2 Dudes PC. We are on Twitch at 2 Dudes _ with Attitudes, and Instagram at 2 Dudes with Attitudes podcast. And then if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, we appreciate all the love and support. We're in the top 5% of all, top 10% rather, of all listened to wrestling podcasts. We want to get into that top 5%. So go leave us a 5-star rating. Go leave us a review. Go tell everyone about the 2 Dudes with Attitudes that you all know and love. And as always, we appreciate everyone's love and support. Help us grow, help us move up, help us climb up the ranks. Every little bit helps. And like I said, we appreciate everyone's love and support.
2 Dudes Wolfpack, we out.
2 dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're riding in Denton, they here to get your attention to